Good day and welcome in, my beautiful peeps. My name is Yolanda Roos. You have found my channel of Facilitated Light, Well-Being, Becoming, and Living the most authentic life that you can. So we are trying to get back on track. I just got up and I figured I'd do a quick little video for you guys. So we're just going to do a collective message that you need to hear that's happening. This could resonate or it might not be your message, but we're going to pull a couple cards and we're going to just take it from there. All right, so we got 3 cards here. Your first one is, I am forgiving, I am healing. It said you may need to give forgiveness. It's not accepting what happened. It's about releasing it so you can move on and heal. This is the earthly message. We are healing all our broken parts, our pieces, our things, because we are evolving and moving into a higher consciousness. So as we progress and we move and we're being activated, the earth is on a scientific high Schumann resonance level, which means she's responding to what's coming in from solar flares and different things that are coming. So as we're evolving, if you look at the Schumann resonance, it's like very active right now, very high calibrations, and it's bringing and ushering in a new probably cognitive, I would say, things and how you perceive and do things, because as we're receiving the frequency that comes from the earth, now this is not woo-woo, this is the earth is actually sending out a frequency that can be on scales that they can record, and we absorb it. So it is affecting us, it is growing us, it's expanding us, it is purging, it is, because they do frequency healing now. So it's time to heal your body, your mind, and your soul, so you can be ready for this transition if something comes in that's going to be noticeable, or it could be just slightly as it's changing, and then you look back and go, I'm not the person I used to be, which we do evolve, we do change, but it's going to be a more significant change. You're going to realize or pick up on things. So your next one is, I am resilient, I will make it through, don't give up, you're almost there, the battle's almost over. So this is like the 9 of Wands. This is talking about keep going. It's going to get hard. As you get closer to the precipice of what's happening and the pinnacle point, it's going to feel heavy, tight. You know, the world is changing, the dynamics are changing, everything's changing for your benefit, for the growth of humanity. But there's growing pains. It's just like anything else. So know that, just keep going. You're going to make it through. Even if it's a little crazy right now, you know, things are a little upside down. You might not be feeling up to par. You might be like exasperated, not knowing where you're supposed to go, or you know where you're trying to go and you're trying to get things in place and it's just maybe not happening as quickly as possible. I believe there's Mercury retrograde going on right now. So I didn't get a chance to check, but I'm going to do a video to see if there's something during this retrograde that we need to understand, figure out. Because usually retrograde is very similar to the moon cycles for me. When I read and I look at the cards, it's something that you need to take out of your system. It's removing the things that don't serve you. But sometimes we shove a lot, and if we're shoving too much, it's like the universe is like, okay, we're gonna need to pop that open and get that garbage out of there, because so and so is holding it, or they don't realize they're holding it, or it's easier to just shove it down than to deal with it. So at this time, if you're dealing with your shadow work, if you're dealing with the things that finally need to go, making the changes, even if you don't succeed, if you're trying, it makes it less likely that Mercury retrograde affects you. And especially if you know it's Mercury retrograde, we're going to check the dates and stuff. It allows you to go, oh, that stupid planet. It kind of calms you. Like, okay, this isn't me. This isn't anything against me. Mercury retrograde is about communication, being like mishaps. Make sure you're reading before you sign on the dotted line. Little things that can be hidden that you might not see. Dealing with, like I said, past shadow works and stuff and everything of that nature. So the next card is this one here. And this one says, I am present. I will protect myself. Something may be hidden from you, or all the details are not visible. Protect yourself and use caution when making decisions. Reflect on your emotions and how you feel at this time. So I think what I just got, they brought me to Mercury retrograde. Be careful with what you're doing. It's time to release, to forgive, to take care of yourself, to know that you're almost there, but also to be protecting your well-being, your finances, your mental health, because Mercury retrograde is annoying, but for your benefit. It helps you, like, sometimes, so I'll use this scenario to help you understand. When you say you're driving and you're trying to get there, you got so much on your plate, you're not dealing with everything, you're kind of like, whoa, you know, you're in a tailspin, and then the car breaks down, or you pop a tire, or someone gets in front of you, or you have to wait in line, and you say something, or you respond with something, and what it's doing is you can't control it. Usually we can control it, we can cover it, we can make it all like, no, it's all good. And then when something makes you mad, especially during Mercury retrograde, it'll like push out what you really feel. And sometimes you don't realize you feel that way until it comes out, or you say something and it comes out the wrong way, or with the wrong pressure, or with the wrong emphasis, or you send a message and by accident you put caps, and you send a message to somebody and they're like, why are you yelling at me? And you're like, what do you mean? I just sent the message. Well, it was all in caps. Oh, I'm sorry, I hit the cap lock, you know, something of that nature. So there could be some things that could have misunderstandings. You could have delays. It could bring out frustrations. But in this sense, allow yourself to understand why you're frustrated as much as you are. Say if you get triggered, not like if you have like, oh, I hate waiting in lines. Not that. Like, you really want to hurt people. You want to punch them in the face. Like, you're frustrated, because that means if you're frustrated to that point, there's something else. It's kind of like somebody's doing something and you don't say anything, and it builds and builds and builds, and then someone doesn't bring out the dog food, or they don't bring the garbage out, or they do, it's little, and you go crazy, and the person's like, whoa, what's going on? And it's not that you're upset that they didn't bring the cat food out for the cat or bring the garbage out. They might be a little upset. It's something else that's been building, and they either didn't deal with it, they didn't address it, they didn't say, hey, you need to stop doing this, so they just kept taking it, and then finally it's like, whoa, like that last straw. It's like pop goes the weasel, like that last thing finally just like they can't take it. And it's not about the garbage, it's about the things they haven't dealt with, and that was just one more thing that was just, they couldn't take it. They had shoved only so much garbage down there. So I would say you're getting through stuff. Be patient. Understand that there's going to be a delay. Mercury retrograde is known for being the delay BB. She's not nice. We're going to pull some cards and just see what they have to say. And we'll just, I think this is just a pre-warning that just be patient, deal with your shadow work. Because I always say to people, if you deal with your shadow work and you listen to what it's trying to say to you, it seems to be less painful for Mercury retrograde in this time. And we're in a major transition. In August, we have some things coming up like eclipses and some different portals. Supposedly there's going to be an anti-gravity time, only for a split seconds, but you might feel it. It might be just enough that you kind of feel the jolt. I don't know. I have it marked on my calendar. We'll see. So this is the T cards, and it says trolling, intentional, causing upset, baiting a reaction, provoking disrupts. So there could be in your life somebody or you are stirring the pot. So be knowing that if you're doing it, I would say stop it. You're being a jerk. If you are having it happen to you, maybe it's like one of those phases. If you don't respond and you just kind of try to push it away and don't get crazy, because this is the time that you would want to get crazy and it would feed the fire. So if somebody's trying to like poke the bear, maybe just walk away, pull back, don't engage in it, because that's what I'm feeling like. Know that there's might be somebody just stirring the pot, and don't take it personal. And most of the time when people are stirring the pot, And I'm going to say it to you too, because you might have stuff too, is you're projecting out what's bothering you. You're projecting out what you're not dealing with, and you can't even help it. It's projecting because it's in you, and we don't even realize what we're doing. And if your life is kind of boring, sometimes people like to just make something happen. I don't know. I don't like drama. I don't like to do it, so I don't understand. I do understand, but like, I don't want any part of it. I like peacefulness. I like, I like excitement, but I like calm. I like people being civil with each other and stuff like that. So that's just my comment on it. So if you're, and I'm going to say, if you're a shit stir, I don't like to be around people that stir shit. So I mean, if you're saying something that needs to be said and you're trying to bring exposure because it's important, that's one thing. But to say things just to upset people, not cool. And if that's what's happening to you, you also need to be understanding that if you respond to it, you're feeding it. Not that you have to take it, but maybe pull back. If you see somebody's like kind of having issues, pull yourself back so you're not right into it. Salty is your next one. So there's definitely something going on. Feeling wronged, bitter, and dramatic jealousy. Yeah, there's something. So reading for the collective, it could be like a half and half thing. I'm not sure. So take this as it resonates. My people that watch, I don't know. But either you or somebody in your circle is being, their emotions and their jealousy or their shortcomings are going to come out to either you're going to do something to somebody and it's going to be out of jealousy or some strife or some like bitterness, or someone's going to have it coming into you. So remember, like, this is collective. So it's either you getting it or you doing it. Okay. And then we have snack. And this says sex appeal, physical attraction, irresistible desire. So maybe there's something going on with like a love triangle thing, and somebody's trying to do something to, I'm going to say this because this is what came to my head. Is somebody can come in to tempt your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or, be playing the game and trying to see if they can, somebody wants your person, or you are trying to get somebody that is not yours. Be careful is all I got to say, and be aware of what's going on around you, your friends, your circle, what you're doing or allowing, because sometimes when we're a little too open, there's a point of being respectful and allowing people to have freedom, but there's a line between, is there too much freedom, unless you both are in agreement with it, that something could happen. If you leave the doors open too long and you're okay, something can happen underneath your eyes and it will hurt you, so don't be afraid to use your voice. So speak up. It says your opinion matters. So speak up, say what you feel. This could be part of that, I heard the bitterness or something that's happening. So there might be a situation where somebody's also speaking out, and it's going to stir trouble because they're speaking about how they feel. Now, how you approach it, if you're saying, this is how I feel, I'm sorry, but I just have to let you know, you're addressing it in a nice way. But if you are just talking, saying your opinion and you're saying it in a little snarky, salty way, then it might be to stir up or to upset somebody or to, be a jerk about it. So use your discernment. Stop chasing. Attract what you desire. Yeah, if you're looking for love, looking for things, if you're overlooking or overzealous or over needy, it's going to push away from you. So what you need to manifest, focus on what you want, and then send it out to the universe and believe it's coming back to you. That's manifestation. But when you try too hard or you try to hold on to something, you're going to lose it. That's just the way energy works in this realm. Filtering, conscious filtering. What are you consuming? Yep, be careful what you're putting your mind into. Are you looking at stuff on YouTube or TikTok that's really not helping you? Listen, I'm not against any of them. There's a lot of good things you can get, but be careful that you're not putting garbage into your mind, or you're not feeding into something which is causing you to get like off the rocker, or it's upsetting you. You know, there could be a point that you get so addicted to it, and that's where it could be also that drama thing. You get so addicted to watching other people's drama, or, you know, thinking it's funny, but like, are you consumed with seeing people have issues or fighting or doing stupid stuff? Because then you might be tempted to do it yourself. So just be careful. The other one is life is a marathon. Don't burn yourself out in one sprint. So know that you don't have to do everything in 1 month, 1 week, 1 day. Know that you have time to do things. You know, you don't have to be so like gung-ho to get everything done. Being busy is different if you have things that you like to do, or there's something you'd like to add to, but feeling like you have to get everything done by a certain time, it's gonna burn you out. Or if you're gonna put yourself into too many places and, you know, I gotta do this and I gotta do that, I gotta do that, it's gonna burn you out. Been there, done that. It's not cool. All right, so what kind of question do you need to ask yourself today? What does the collective need to ask themselves today? Am I ready to go? Oh, am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Mercury retrograde. Okay, so there's something you may have done in your past that you keep holding on, you keep beating yourself up with, and it's time to let it go. That's part of the shadow work, for sure. It says, the feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed? It says, today's soul action, heal the shame by giving it a name. Bring it to the light and let it be seen, heard, and healed. It's revival season. Replace the shame with your soul's truth. Fill in the blank. My soul's truth is. So if you have come past something that you've done and you've grown and you're doing better and you're not that person, people might be using it to manipulate you, to like gaslight you, or to be kind of narcissistic and controlling. So if they are, and you are not that person, you literally just have to say, I'm not that person anymore, and I'm moving on. And if they can't stop addressing that thing, you need to get out of that situation, because they're not helping you, they're hindering you, and they're using it as a ploy to keep you where they want you, or to keep you at a low vibration so you will not grow or go away from them. They're using it to control you, and that's not cool. And make sure you are not doing that to somebody. Can go both ways. All right, so, and if somebody had something wrong and they've been doing different, or they're trying to change, you can know that they did it, but you can't keep holding on to they did it, because maybe it was a time in life when they were dealing with things. Life was just different. They've grown, maybe they're developing, they're changing, they're getting help. Not that they can't fall short, but like if they're trying, I think we need to be remembering the good stuff for them, not just bringing back, oh, you did this, oh, you were that, oh, you'll never be anything more, you screwed up. Because we all screw up, and we all make mistakes, we all do stupid things. If we're changing, we need to be accepted, and you need to be in a circle where people accept you as the new changed product. Okay. And we have pondering moments. The Bay is asking you to slow down, pull up a chair, and take a moment to think. Consider your next steps. Where are you headed? And if you are on the right path, slow down long enough to ponder your presence in this life. So the universe wants you to just take a second to slow down. And I think that's the busyness. I keep seeing the busyness. We're very busy with what's going on, and I think the universe can't really get to you, talk to you, or allow you can't really see. And sometimes we're purposely busy so we don't have to see. So make sure that you're not avoiding dealing with what you need to deal with, and that we're addressing things head on. And sometimes it might take a second to do it, but it feels like this is something that we know, that we're kind of like, I don't want to deal with it, or it's too hard to understand, or it's too hard to process, or we don't want to change. You know, we're human. If it's comfortable and we don't want to change, but we know it's probably not good for us, we need to, you know, kind of have a conversation with ourselves. Like, do we really need to do this? And then you'd be like, yeah, well, I miss it, but Mia. Sorry, she's letting me know. So that must be a confirmation. All right, we got change is needed. Be the change you want to see. Exactly. So they're telling you it's time for you to step up. And I think this is what I'm getting is, if you want people to change around you, you first have to start with yourself. You have to make the changes that you want to see in other people, because you could be a catalyst for making change within the world, which is beautiful. You know, that's a beautiful thing, that if you can make a difference in the world by what you do to change, or you could be changing something and they see how it's affecting you, and they might be like, what are he or she doing? I want to do that. Like, wow, they're totally different. They're really happy. They're enjoying life. So, excuse me, you have to be the change. And you have to start with yourself and stop worrying about everybody else's business. Change yourself. Live your life. And people will see the change if you're changing things in your life. All right, so new moon is the promise. That's a new cycle. So new things are coming in. Creating harmony within your life, music, and tree, grounding, making sure you're grounded during this transition time. Being grounded is very, very important. And being grounded doesn't mean that you do nothing. It's that you are grounded in your thoughts. You're dealing with your shadow work, which is your trauma, your pain, the things that hurt you. You're trying to become a better person. You try to work on your health, your well-being, your mental stability. Are we doing too much? Are we not doing enough? Do we need to get out? Are we secluding ourselves because we don't want to deal with things? Is there something we need to address? It's being conscious of what needs to be done to let you have a full, growing, authentic, good life. Because when you're living authentically and you're living your true energy and you're taking care of yourself, you're concerned about your vessel. Listen, this isn't a religious thing. Your vessel is what holds your soul. And your soul is living a life through you, but you are still the vessel. But if you abuse this, sometimes you break it. And then the journey is hard for you and your soul, because you can't do as much, or you don't feel well, or your mental stability is off. Somebody has hurt you and you don't deal with it, or you don't want to admit that you have something that's hurting you. Being scared to go to get counseling. If you have trauma, you might need counseling. It doesn't even have to be like a psychologist. You may need to talk to someone that's not connected. If you want someone to talk to you, you ask your spirit guides, give me someone I can talk to that will help me to understand, to process, and move past this, to be able to comprehend it or to release it. The universe will send you something. It could be a friend, it could be someone from a church, it could be counseling for you to finally decide, or you find a counselor. It could be as simple as you going in the woods, taking a walk, and being true and genuine, and understanding maybe what you need to do, maybe what you need to change, and your spirit guide might step in and talk to you. When you get thoughts in your brain, and you get thoughts in and that little intuition, and that they say you're conscious, that is your spirit guides and your angels talking to you through your mind telepathically. We all have it. It's that we don't pick up on it. We don't know, or we don't recognize it. You are surrounded by love. If you are a human being living and experiencing a life with your soul, and you are here for a life purpose, then you are guided. You have angels, you have ancestors, you have people around you that are with you. You might feel alone, but sometimes it's because we do things that cause us to be alone. Not always. I live a very solitary life. It's just me and my husband, and I have children and everything, but I live a very solitary, singular life, because my life purpose is to go where the spirit wants me, to go where I'm supposed to be open, to be not attached to material things, to help people to grow. I'm a healer. I'm an empath. I feel things. I want to help people to grow. It's not the only thing that I do, because I work and I have life and I have love, and but like, I have always been given protection, and I have always lived a life that's kind of just me. I was born as an only child to start with, and then my sister came when I was 15. So, I'm used to being my own person, and I'm not attached to any location, anything. My house is burnt when I was younger, so I'm not attached to material things because I know, poof, in 5 seconds it could be gone. Same with your life. There has to be an understanding. And I think this is where people, I don't know why they're bringing this to me, but you are here and you could be gone in a second. Tomorrow is not promised, because if it's your time to go, you're going to go. Even if you were the best, beautiful human being in the world, there's an expiration time when you're leaving. And it's something we agreed upon before we came. And it's the same thing with material things, with jobs. Don't put yourself on such a pedestal that you think no one can take you down, because when you're growing and there's shifts in society and humanity and this growing, you could lose everything. And it's like, it's the gratefulness, and it's not religion. It's the essence of the world. If you don't appreciate what you have, or it's causing you to be a bad person, inevitably the universe is going to take it away from you, or it's going to work against it, or something's going to happen, or you're going to lose something else. There is retribution for things that make you go off your track, or they are abusive to humanity. If you're doing things that are hurting humanity, and I don't think the people on here are, you might not see it, but they will be taken care of, because there is karma for everybody. I talk about this all the time. Whatever you put out, whatever you mirror, it's coming back to you. So if you continue to be bad, there is going to be something that comes back, or you're going to have something that happens in your life. You might not lose everything, but you could lose a sense of something. You could lose someone you love. There is payment, and there is receiving back that's meant to give you what you're putting out. Okay, so be careful what you're putting out. We want you to be a good human, not because you're scared of what you're going to get back. I mean, you should be a little bit, but you should want to help people. You should want to be a part of humanity's healing, growth, well-being. If you're not, then you're very self-centered, and you want just what you want, and you're not going to grow. You're just going to stay right where you are, and you could possibly lose everything, and that's not worth it, and we all have to go through that stage. Like, we all go through the being worried about ourselves, and then we see people, and we might do it again, worry about ourselves, because life changes. Things happen. Things go the way they go for a reason. So we're going to pull our last card, which is a little advice. So I think right now it's definitely dealing with shadow work, dealing with stuff, knowing that you just got to get through this. It's almost there, guys. The transition is happening. It's a progression. And I think we're going through growing pains. We're going through the change and this upgrade. We have so much a frequency, electromagnetic energy coming from the earth into us that it's got to be making you tired or changing you at some type of level, because when they took sound waves and frequency, it caused the cells and little particles to move in little designs. If you look it up, you can see it's like any kind of frequency work, frequency, and that affects your body. It affects the way you move. We are made of frequency, because remember, the only reason you can see us is because our electrons and our protons and all that beautiful cellular stuff is moving so quickly. We appear to be here, but technically we're just energy. We're just movement, and the energy and that moving of that molecule is what makes it look like we're physical. So frequency recalibrates, disturbs, it either makes you better or worse. It has an effect on you. That's like those EMFs that they put out, those big machines that they put out that wave, and it'll cause people to hold their head, because it's causing your electromagnetic things and all the little components to be like freaking out. Okay, because it can kill you, because it's breaking things or causing things to be in chaos. So know that frequency can heal you. So that earth, when she's blowing out all that frequency and that electromagnetic energy, and then the sun is bringing it in, you're being bombarded on both sides. And the reason she's doing it is she's compensating. The earth is compensating for what is coming in, because the earth is a part of nature, and nature wants to be in homeostasis, which is balance. So they're reciprocating each other. Same thing. The sun is sending it off, so the earth is sending it back. So that's the way it is. What you send out is what you get back. So your card ended up being the instruction manual. I leave that in there, like I said, because there's something you need to do by the book, by the rules. Maybe you need to be addressing things, looking at stuff. It says, focus on what you need to learn. So there you go. That's your question. Let's just get you another one. So the idea is that there's something you need to learn and you don't know what it is, or you might have an idea. There's something new that you need to learn. Okay? So you may have to go against the grain and stand up for what is right and moral. Yep. Betterment. Protect the weak or fragile people, animals. Treat everything with respect and love. There you go. And by dealing with your shadow work, you are going to be in a frame of mind to be able to do that. We want to love each other. We want to come together. We're stronger together, guys. We're stronger together. Stop hating on each other. The powers that be don't want you to be together. They want to make you fight and not agree. We can all be different, unique, opinionated in different ways and still have respect and love for each other. Guys, have a great day. I hope to see you soon.